Hi everyone, this is Raquel Hernandez with Performance and Assessment in the Virtual Classroom, and I'm here today to give you a wrap-up of Week 4 and a short introduction to Week 5. And this is actually our last week of the course. The course ends on December 14th at 11:55 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you've logged on in the last couple days, you'll notice that the right-hand tab has upcoming deadlines and everything from the course is posted there. So this go around we did the format a little bit different, and this was actually based on student feedback. The students requested more flexibility within the 5 weeks to take their quizzes. We used to open them up in 1-week increments, and it just proved to be a little bit too inflexible, especially with time zone issues. So based on what we've been doing this go around, the feedback has been much more positive, and I think it's working out really well. So with that said, all of the quizzes will be due, if you have not taken them, December 14th at 11:55 p.m., including the final quiz, which we'll talk about in a minute. And I encourage you, just because of time zone issues and any tech problems that may come up, not to wait until the last minute. So for the final quiz, there'll be 40 questions. There'll be 8 chosen from each week's lectures, including Week 5, so you do need to complete Week 5's materials before you move on to the final quiz. The final quiz is set up to have 3 opportunities to take the quiz, and Coursera will record the highest grade for that quiz. This one's a little bit different compared to the other quizzes. The feedback for the final will not show until after the hard deadline, which is December 14th. So what I would encourage you to do is, if you're having difficulty as you go, just jot down the question. You can go back and refer to that particular week's materials, and then you can retake the final quiz if needed. This week we're going to have a special guest speaker. Her name is Tu Borjas. I've known her for many, many years. She is a special education teacher, and she specializes in helping students with autism spectrum disorder. She's going to be discussing with us accommodations, and especially how you can implement accommodations in the virtual classroom, which can be a challenge at times, but I've seen many, many teachers come up with creative ways to meet accommodations. And really I haven't seen an accommodation that cannot be met in the virtual classroom, one way or the other. So what I would encourage you to do is, if you have any questions for Tu, jot those down, and then as you're watching our streaming video live via YouTube, there's a little button in the left-hand corner of the video that says click to join the Google Hangouts on Air session, and you'll be able to type in questions for Mrs. Borjas, and she'll be able to view those during our session, and we'll make sure that we save time for those questions at the end of her presentation. All right, thank you, and I look forward to seeing you in our next Google Hangouts on Air Live.